Report writing. There is another way of communication is report writing. What is report basically? Written reports are frequently used to convey information within the workplace. An essay is to demonstrate your knowledge on the subject of writing skill. We have got what is the type of reports? Informational reports and analytical reports. Reports preparing, how do we prepare it? Sections of reports are executive summary, the purpose of the report, the problem or the issues dealt and the main points of discussion of the report, the conclusion of the report, any recommendations made. The executive summary comes at the beginning of the report, but it is a good idea to write it after you have finished the writing the whole of the report. Now report has got introduction. What are the main bodies? Introduction, the main body, the procedure, what you did, the findings, what you have found out, discussion relating what you have found out, what the reader already knows, tables and figures with appropriate captions, conclusions, recommendations, bibliography and appendices. Report formats use Microsoft Word or other word processing packages, refer to the helping page if so required. Use attractive fonts and page layout. Insert page numbers. Automatically number headings. Draws table and figures. Automatic number tables. Figure caption insert. Reference to the name in the text. Generate a table of contents and list the table figures. Tips. A very important part. The report template features of Microsoft gives a basic layout for a professional report before you start writing. But how do we write? How do we write business letter? A letter to the companies. Whenever you write a letter to a company, you should bear these points in mind. Avoid informal language, but do not use old-fashioned or over-formal language. Be polite, but do not be humble. Be brief. Make sure you make your points ready. Whenever you write a letter to a company, you should bear these points in mind. First, the do's of a formal writing letter. Include your address and date. You may also include your telephone number, fax and emails. Include the receiver's name if you know it, the job title and the address. Make sure the receiver knows who you are and why are you writing. Send the letter and make sure receivers can read your name. Parts of the letter. When we formulate a letter, we need to have the parts. So what parts are there? For job application, let's take a job application. A cover letter on the job application. The cover letter has one main purpose: to get you an interview. To let the employer get to know you as an individual. To let the employer know what benefit you can offer to the company. The application letter is a place to translate the features of your career into benefits for the employer whom you are applying to. What can be the contents? An application letter should be sold to the employer in 4 things: the position you are applying for and how you found it about it, why you believe that you are the best suitable for the position, why you are interested in the position, when you are available for the interview. Your application letter should also highlight the most relevant points in your resume. So, what are the resumes is like? Language and style and cover of your letter. Sell yourself. Ensure that your interest in the position and the benefits you can offer are supported by evidences of achievement in your resume. Show that you can know something about the company. Base your interest in the job on the achievements and activities described in your CV. Avoid using adjectives to describe the company. If you have a required qualification, mention them in the letter. Do not exaggerate your talent. Emphasize benefits to the company, not benefits to you. Don't tell the employer what to think or state conditions for accepting the position. Don't repeat yourself. Be sure to spell check and proofread your letters. Another aspect of written communication is resume writing. Basically, what is a resume? A resume or a curriculum vitae is a record of your history and achievements in a concise yet comprehensive form. An effective resume does not summarize everything you have done in your life. Detail of your education and qualifications are essential, but other information should be clearly and carefully selected. Provide information about past activities that demonstrate your suitability and for the activity in future. The features and benefits of a resume. Features are the fact that you make up your personal characteristics and your career. This is what I am. This is what I have done. Benefits are the advantages you might bring to a company if it employs you. This is what I can do for your company. Now, resume, characteristics of a good resume. A good resume does not merely present the facts of your life to a potential employer. It is highlight the features of your career today that will be most benefit to the employer in the job you are applying for. You should therefore include features that are relevant to the job and exclude features that are not relevant. Elucidate the main benefits you can offer to the employer in a summary at the beginning of a resume and at interview. To do this, you will need to be skilled at translating the features of your career into the benefit of the employer. So, the language of an effective resume looks like this: clarity and brevity, 1. 2. Action words. Remember the 10 core competences that the employer look for and try exemplify them. Statement of experience. That is all you require for a good resume to be formed. Having done the resume with you, now we come to facing an interview. The initial contact with the prospective employer can be by mail, email, phone, or a personal visit. Even if you contact the employer by mail, a successful application will eventually involve a personal visit or an interview, as we call it. Sometimes, before inviting the candidates to a formal interview session, recruiters use phone interviews for preliminary screening. In the sense, the interviews is likely the key success to an application, the final examination, so to speak. You should be careful, prepared for the interview, as your job may be lost or won in it. The philosophy of the interview is as follows. In a job interview, both interviewers and interviewee share the purpose of finding out if the candidate and the jobs are well met. The interviewers will be looking for the best candidate, whereas the interviewee will be trying to show that he or she is the best person for the job. Whether you are an interviewer or an interviewee, begin by thinking about your own goals and the goals of the person opposite to you. Preparing for an interview. Very first thing is research. Try to work out what kind of person employer will be looking for. Brainstorming questions that are likely to come up in the interview will help you to put on a better performance. General questions are designed to find out about your personality and attitude to work. Job specific questions and are designed to assess your suitability for the job. The random interviewer avoid giving obvious answers and take opportunity to talk. Make sure that your answer is relevant, interesting, and allow you to show off your strength. Your answers should not sound like they have been prepared in advance and should be delivered naturally and convincingly. Develop strategies for handling difficult or unexpected questions. Prepare some questions in case the interviewer invites the interviewee to ask some questions. The language of the job interview, choice of words. Presenting the information is a positive manner, verb and tense. When you make a statement about yourself, it is important for the employer to understand some things you did in the past but are no longer doing, something you did in the past and still you are doing, something you are doing now, intend to do in future, something you habitually, some things you might intend to do. The wrong tense can be confusing and can create an impression. That is all we know as far as the interview is concerned.